Let's see. Let's see where we're going. How's everybody doing? Who's all here today? Susan, hello. Okay, I'm gonna start walking. So, I'll just complain about traffic on the way there. Because, oh my gosh, I'm surprised I wasn't later. My right leg is so sore from hitting the brake. It was standstill. Hi, Perth. Hey, pup groomer. Alright. My regular parking spot was taken again today. I don't know why. I should have checked ahead of time. So I probably would have been on time if I wouldn't have had to find a new parking spot. Let me know if the road noise ever gets too much for you guys, because I do have my earbuds with me, and I'm thinking that they might, noise cancel some of that. But the reason I haven't tried it yet is I'm afraid anybody that's not right up with me, you might not be able to hear them talk. So it's kind of one or the other, I think. Now that I have this tripod, I need to Velcro my mic to it and just use it. I'll play with it one day. Let's see. Hey, Marco. Yep. I don't know. They've been pretty slow lately. That one day they did 36 seconds. They had like 4 people, maybe 5 doing it. Oh, guess what? That's what I want to talk about today. So I'm sure a lot of you watched Aaron. I'm carrying the whole tripod. That's why it's at a weird angle. I only have one. Yes, I am.
Oh, what's it for?
I'm protesting Scientology 3 times a week.
Oh shit, what's up?
Yeah, we have a few people. We have 100 streamers around the country and in other countries doing it. So it's a big deal.
What are you protesting?
They're a cult. They don't let their members leave, and they abuse children because they don't think they're children. They think they're adults in small bodies because they've lived multiple lives. So there's rampant child abuse. That's why I'm here. The child abuse brought me here.
How are you?
Thank you. Look it up. You'll find a lot of channels now. All right. Already talking today. All right. Good morning. SPTVfoundation.org. They'll help you get out, get an apartment, a job. You'll only have to work 40 hours a week, and you'll make 4 times as much as you are here, if you're making anything at all. SPTVfoundation.org. They'll help you. They're ex-members themselves. Gotta get it in there. Hope that wasn't too loud. Yeah, I'm working on it, actually. I wanted to have it ready today. I actually have one of my green t-shirts on that I plan on painting. I just put it on just because. So let me get it set up here. I'm gonna shake a little bit, guys. I'm just putting the leg down. So, all right. Let's see. We're gonna stand right in front of their. Here's their sign. See the top of it? I'm gonna stand right here, just next to it. All right. Hang up my cane. Hi, Fluffer Squirrel. You're always here. Thank you. Yep, there goes Blind Tech. They were faster today. Did anybody time it? I was too busy looking at my camera. They're still going down there. Let's see. Oh, they haven't got that one yet. If they don't do it, I'm going to walk down there. They'll probably be like, oh, she never comes down here. Watch me. Oh, there they go. All right. Let's see if they get the other 2. Sometimes they don't close that. They don't think I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to mess with them. I'm not going to go down there right now, but I will later. We'll go down there in a little while and mess with them. All right, I'm too close. Let's see. Alrighty. It's a cult. Don't give him your money. He's just a delivery guy. Oh, I got 20 already, y'all. That is so awesome. Let me turn around just for a second. So I've got the army green t-shirt on, and I'm gonna put Xenu's Army on the front in yellow. When I'm still waiting on hubby to get my sign ready. Thanks, Geraldine. Hi, Kiwi Joe. I miss anybody? Hi, Robert. Yup.
I agree with your sign.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was pretty fast with the door. As soon as that's because I was loud this time. Sometimes I just stand here quiet. Can you see me in the glare? No, because I'm right in front of the door. You guys can't see me in the window. That's okay. So, they're in my backpack. He's going too fast. Oh, what's going on with Perth? Hugs to you, Perth. No, I don't think they copyrighted Xenu. I really don't care. They can try. There's other people that have Xenu on their shirts, so I think we're fine. They tried to get South Park and it didn't work. So they can kiss my arse. Hey, it's hand painted. I'll just say it's my dog's name. So, yeah, I'm kind of irritated that we didn't get the sign done this weekend. We had other silly things to do. That's why I wasn't here yesterday. Next week's gonna be weird because the eclipse is going right over Austin and then right over where I live on Monday. And they said, local news told us to have our groceries, not to go out, not to be on the road, that they're expecting all these extra people. And so I usually like to come on Tuesday. I'm debating whether I want to fight it or not because I-35 is the north-south corridor for the whole state. But I'm having a nerve block on Wednesday and may not be here Thursday. So I got to decide what I'm doing. I may come Monday, even during it's at about 1:30 here in Austin, and I'm like, most people should be where they want to be by that time. So if I come through a little bit early, I'm either gonna hit horrible traffic or normal traffic because everybody's already where they want to be and set up. And I think it's supposed to last about 2 hours. But I'd be standing here in the dark. That'd be fun. Hi. Let's see. Oh, there's more. Oh. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They'd have to admit that they believe in Xenu. You're right. Some of them don't even know what Xenu is. Oh, I see what's going on, Perth. I was listening to Natalie on the way here talking about what she's going through. I got a little teary there for a minute. Hi, Hitzel. Yeah, I know. Today, there wasn't even like an accident, but man, my right leg it was just stop and go and slow down. And let's see, pup groomer. 15,000 extra people in a town of 4,000. Yeah, and that's what they're thinking up in my area because a lot of people might come there because it's a small area, not try to be in Austin. So there's a good chance I won't. But I'm hoping because it's the mid-afternoon. I mean, I know there's people that might be coming in and staying overnight. I still want to try to come Tuesday. So I feel like, well, you know what? By then I'll know more because I'll be able to know what the traffic looked like the day before on Sunday. The news might tell me how bad it is. So, well, next week's going to be up in the air. So, yeah, positive vibes, everyone. That's nice, Fluffer. Thanks. So, I didn't get to talk about some of the things I wanted to talk about last time when I said Scientology was withering, and why. Because I had a lot of people to talk to. And yeah, I've seen that logo, Xenu is my homeboy. I almost didn't I use it for my I almost used it for my thumbnail. Did I use it for my thumbnail? I can't. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. But I was looking at it. Yeah, I saw that. That was funny. Um, so since I didn't get to talk about it last time, and I got a little more information going on too, so that's why I kind of stayed with the same theme. The army. Really? Did it not upload correctly, or did I forget? I probably forgot because I did it last. I think I did it yesterday or last night. Or the night before. I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna be slap happy today. I got less than 3 hours. My dogs woke me up at 3 a.m. and I never went back to sleep. So, well, I had looked at the Xenu, my homeboy, for my thumbnail, and I thought I had used it, but I guess I messed it up. So I know everybody pretty much watches. Oh yeah, that was actually a bigger picture, but I couldn't bring it down. That had L. Ron Hubbard at the top, but it was good enough. Yeah, I know. Me too, Perth. How to make emojis. Gosh, I'm still trying to edit. You see, I don't have a lot of short videos on my channel because I still haven't really gotten good at editing. But I'll be honest, I am like totally with Aaron with the procrastination thing. I'm so bad about that. Hi, Patrick. So like I said, I'm gonna be slap happy today, so we'll see what happens. So what I wanted to talk about, because I always try to have something to talk about with you guys, you know, when I'm not talking with other people. And talking about how they think they have 30 million members and they have less than 30,000, and why they're withering, because they can't get any new members because to social media. It all goes back to okay, go do your thing, Pope Groomer. No, I didn't know when Jay was coming last time. I heard Jay say he was coming to Texas, but you know, Texas is huge. It takes 14 hours to get from one end to the other. So I didn't know he was coming to Austin, and I need an hour and a half notice to get here. And I also heard Pearl Snappy and Dan Walks, LA, talking about the Squirrel Fest next week. Nobody mentioned it, so but I'd like to go. Now with the, I don't think I can. Now that I remembered I had that doctor's appointment. All right, well, I will get with him and find out when he's going to be here, and I will be here. I don't care what time it is. So, and oh, I've been getting some sun. I may have to move over to the, I am like right in the middle of the shade. There is like shade over here, and no shade right here. So I'm going to move over a little bit. All right, let's do that. That's better. You guys can kind of see me. Oh, let's do a little angle here, so we're not just staring at the door. Although I have a reason for looking at the door. I'll tell you why. So I on the Aaron's Q&A last night, did If you watched it. Oh, he's coming for Squirrel Fest. Okay. Ooh. Is that on the 10th? I looked it up. I can't remember the date now. I think it's next weekend. Or, yeah, not this weekend. Is it? I don't know. I'll find out. Talking about Texas 3 times as big as France? Yeah, I know. I am so upset about my husband's Army career because the 2 times he went overseas, it was a hardship tour. And what that is it's not a deployment. It's just like if your family got stationed in Germany or overseas. Only it's called a hardship tour because they send the soldier for 1 year and they can't take their family. So my husband had 4 duty stations in 21 years. I only had 2 because I had to stay here. He went to Korea and he went to Panama. When he went to Panama, our daughter was 2. And he said he would try to extend. Number 1, we had just bought our house. Number 2, I told him I wasn't going somewhere where the grasshoppers were bigger than my daughter. True story. Because he had been in Panama in '89 in Just Cause. And they took an MRE box, which is about probably 18 inches by 18 inches. And they caught this grasshopper and they had to break its legs to put it in the box, which I don't know why they were trying to put it in the box. And when he told me about that, I was like, no. And then he went into one of these ammo depots that are all cement, and you go in, there's no light. It's just this long cement hallway with all these doors. And he said there was a rat at the end of the hall as big as our dog, our Labrador. And it was the hallway they needed to get out was between the rat and them. Now I know it was I can't remember what they're called now, but they are a big rodent. So after that story and the grasshopper story, I was like, no. But I wish I would have tried to go to Korea. So anyway, what I was getting at, Marco, was I had friends that went to Germany, and I looked, in an hour, you can go to other countries. You can drive to other countries in an hour. I can't even get out of Texas I think I can get out 4 hours to the east, 6 hours to the north, and I think I'm 12 hours from El Paso, or 10. So, yeah, I really wanted to go. So, talking about what Aaron was talking about, so I asked him a question. Do you remember the last time I was here, there was somebody tying up their bike, and you guys, I looked back on the footage, and you can't see his collar. I looked over, and I saw a pin on his collar. And the last thing I heard was when Jay got attacked, he was talking about the pin on the collar being their rank, and that was a Sea Org member in Denver, which is weird. Yeah, 10, okay. Yeah. The first time I went through Texas, the year before, we didn't even know we were moving here. We went from Monterey, California, where we were stationed. In 16 days, we went from Monterey to Tucson to visit family, from Tucson to New Orleans. So it took us about 14 hours to get across Texas. I was like, I thought it was like another country. And from New Orleans to Ohio, and then from Ohio back to California. Well, no. He said that Sea Org are only in 3 places: Flag, LA, and Int Base. And then there's places overseas, is what I heard. Well, that's what I'm getting at. So they're not supposed to be here. And I was like, when I saw it that day, I was like, I wonder, because after Jay saw the Sea Org member in Denver. He wasn't supposed to be there, and I thought I saw a Sea Org member. I'm like, you know what? That's how they opened these buildings. Is they took Sea Org and they sprinkled them around all these new orgs. I bet there's some in Chicago too. So then last night, exactly, and that's what I thought. So I asked him yesterday. I said, "Do only Sea Org wear a pin?" And he said, "Oh, I'm glad you asked that." He found out from an under the radar insider that they do have Sea Org here. They're not supposed to be, but they are because they didn't have enough staff. Yeah, exactly, Ellen. For real. And see, I live exactly an hour north of Austin, so it's about the same. It's an hour north of Austin, but it's almost an hour and a half to this spot with traffic. So yeah, that kind of goes into my theme of last time and this time, talking about their withering, they're not getting new members. I mean, that's just more proof that they have to pull from Sea Org to staff their humongoloid buildings with a skeleton staff. So I'm going to try to keep the eye out. If anybody comes in or out, I'm going to try to... It's hard because, you know, with a phone, to zoom, you have to do it with your fingers, and it's hard to control. I bought that silly gimbal because I thought, oh, the whole reason was it had a zoom wheel on it. But come to find out, when you're live streaming, you don't have access to 90% of the gimbal. That's the word I want. Stuff. You can't use the app. You can't do anything because that's all geared towards recording a movie or a film. Oh, there was one. SPTVfoundation.org. Okay. And everyone that I see in here is old. I wonder if they didn't pull older Sea Org that weren't doing much just to put bodies somewhere, that weren't really doing much at the bases because, you know, they got to work less hours sometimes. I have seen an abundance of elderly people in uniform here. The guy that I saw that day looked older than me. Unless he could have been the same age, he just looks older because... So, hi Sandy. Hey Punch Buggy. 12 hours from where? El Paso? No, I saw you in there, but no, I didn't see it. I'm usually looking. No, I saw you in there. But the cat feeders. Hi Dan, we were just talking about you because I saw you with Pearl Snappy about the during the KK. I didn't know anything about Squirrelfest. Can you tell me what date it is and what's going on? Just Dan, if you can just email me, I'll check my email when I get home. I was gonna email you, I kind of forgot about it yesterday. Oh, it's my husband's weekend is Wednesday and Thursday, so we were running errands and stuff. Really? That's awesome. So are you guys just meeting at the Squirrel Fest and stuff? Yeah, I know, Kylo. There's not very many of us here in Austin because the problem is we've got other people in Texas. We were just talking about it. Texas is so dang big. I live exactly an hour from Austin and an hour from Waco. I am exactly 3 hours from San Antonio, 3 hours from Houston, and 3 hours from Dallas. I'm literally dead center, if you don't count El Paso. Oh, she has a booth. See, I didn't know that. Oh. What's she doing the booth for? Sea Org are also sent to every org as needed. These are called missions. They are done as management trips with various time periods. When I was in there, had been missions that lasted 2 years. Told her to say hi to y'all if she passed and to stay away from Scientology. Okay, all right. But yeah, I do still think they also had to do it because they didn't have enough staff. The insider told Aaron that they didn't have enough staff sign up to be here. I believe it. Nobody would. I like Austin, but it's really far. What I was getting at is we never got stationed on the East Coast, and you can get everywhere on the East Coast in 8 or 9 hours. And literally everything from here that I want to go do is like 18, 19 hours. But it's okay. I mean, I love Texas, but I have never been able to handle the heat. So I spend like 4 months inside. I don't know how this summer is going to work. I haven't been outside in deep summer in a long time. I'm going to move a little bit closer to the shade. I'm trying to get closer so we can get... They like to come from the other direction. Maybe I should go back over by the tree. So because they like to come around this other side. Now the restaurants are all down there, but the parking is around the building that way. Yeah, Perth, exactly. I think they're taking all the elderly Sea Org and they're sending them where they don't have enough people. Oh yeah, punch buggy. You know what's funny though? Hold on. We'll wait till he passes. It was so hot last summer. We had triple digits for like 3-4 months that it killed off all the creepy crawly things. I was surprised. And it also killed one of our vehicles. My husband was driving our other vehicle and started smelling burning wires, and he parked it for a few months, waited for it to cool off, tried to drive it again, and had the same issue. So we replaced the alternator, but that didn't help. So we're gonna need to take it in to our mechanic because I don't. Yeah, I love snow. I grew up in snow. I mean, when you live there, I mean, I remember waiting on the bus in winter. You know, it was probably in the teens with my coat open, no gloves. Because I fully believe anyone under 18 does not feel cold or hot. Yeah, it's drier here than where I grew up. I know. I'm tired of moving my camera all around like I did last time. Yeah. No, I was... so yeah, email me about what's going on about Squirrel Fest. I can definitely make it on the 13th. Forget what I was gonna say now. But I was talking about the reason we were on this Sea Org thing about how they don't have any staff is because of how they're not getting any new members and they're dwindling. And I fully believe that it's social media. Social media is, for the last several years at least, I mean, you go on there and you put in Scientology. I don't care how much money they throw at YouTube. Yeah, you might get their stuff first or second, but then you're going to get all of the SPTV or interviews of other big channels of ex-Scientologists. And I think it's having a major impact with them. I'm going to lower this a little bit. It's going to shake. Look away if you get sick, like me. Alright. I think that's a little better. Let's see if that's a better angle if I turn it. Yeah, that's pretty good. because if I'm reading, I have to do that. I'm gonna get a new pair of glasses that's not so low on my face, so I don't have to raise my head so high. It didn't bother me at home because I'm usually looking down anyway, but it's a real issue here, so I'm due for new glasses anyway. Oh, there's more. For some reason, my chat just stops dead. Davey shut down the missions and they're all called orgs. He didn't turn the missions into orgs, from what I understand. He did shut down a bunch, but there are, I believe, a couple that he allowed to stay open because they were walking the line. Hi, more fun than sitting at home. Yep. There is a belt you can order that holds your phone. Really? Have you watched Eric Rader? Not yet. I need to. When I went looking for channels to watch, some Aaron was usually on or something like that, and I ended up watching that, or Natalie or something. Late last night when I couldn't sleep, before I went to sleep, I was looking, but you know, it's kind of late for some people to be out. Hi, Miss Sunrise. That's okay. I know. But I'm hoping. Yeah. Hi, Diane. I wish this. There. Maybe. You know what? Let me check my setting. Hold on. There's a setting here that I don't see today. There it is. Okay. It's only giving me top chat. Did I get everybody's chat? It was on the wrong setting. It looks like nope, I missed a couple from you, Dan. Will do. I missed that. It was on top chat instead of all. It looks like I may have gotten most of them. But yeah, you're coming, Dan, and Selfless Self, I guess, is coming. And I was hoping to do, to have, like, after, when Pearl Snappy's back, to, like, pick a day where everybody that we have comes at the same time so they can see a larger group, because we are all kind of singly or a couple at a time. Oh, something else I wanted to talk about. My keyboard warriors. So I saw that article that came out in the LA Times about the DA Mueller getting harassed. And I thought the problem in LA was none of the reporters would take on Scientology or the LAPD, and this reporter did. So what I'm hoping is, if we could all inundate that reporter with what's going on with the protesters, and they may not be willing to go directly at the LAPD, but they might highlight all of Scientology's false calls, and we have good footage of it too. So if we inundate them with emails, maybe that reporter would be willing to highlight it, like that other reporter totally botched it and made the protesters look bad. I'm gonna have to put my sign down. It's too windy. It's like a sail. I'm gonna turn it a bit so that you can see people and the door. So it's not quite so boring. There we go. See how wide our sidewalk is? It's really hard for me to get close like they do in the other orgs, because I don't want to block the students, because they don't walk over here. This is benches and bikes and things like that. So this is about the closest I can get, probably a couple more feet. I could do that, but I wouldn't be able to have the door. So anyway, I wanted to pass that around. If you could maybe put it in other chats that you're in. I'm sure that reporter wouldn't be hard to find if we could inundate them. And then I want to go back to, let's go with DUI guy. So I found him on Instagram and messaged him. I couldn't find an email. The thing about law channels are they're not going to take notice of an article until they get a lot of emails. And that's what we need. If you guys want to just email or Insta DUI guy, if he won't notice a story until he hears a lot of people in his messages or his email bringing it up. So if we could inundate him with messages, he might take it up. Sorry about that. I got my sign in my hand. Sean, Miscavige was the primary force that killed the Missions. Yeah, because they were taking his money. After that, some recovered, but still those few who survived through to 2000 have become empty or single-person operations. Yeah, they don't have very much. And, you know, more power to him. He's always shooting himself in the foot. Everything they do, it burns them, and they don't even realize it. Aaron said it was the single best place for entry-level new members ever, and all he saw was the dollar signs. So I'm glad I got an extra bottle of water today. Woo. It's been this degree before, but it's humider today, so it's more oppressive. Oh, do you think she's a member? She's just going in to... The thing is, I'm not getting too stressed about some of these young people going in, because most of them are trolling. So, because I've noticed that most of these students know what's going on around here. Oh, my sign fell. Sorry about that, guy. Let me put it between my legs so it won't hit the... Let's see. Maybe get the 3 protesters that say they are independent journalists to contact them. Yeah. Faunara? Is that right? Faunara? The surprise witness did an interview with literally Sir Just... Really? That's awesome! Did he by any chance talk about the protesting or just about his time in Scientology? SPTVfoundation.org. Want my sign. If my husband's not going to make my sign for me, I'm going to do it. I can work a heat gun. So, that's awesome. The more we can get other channels to interview, the more content there is out there, that more people will see. And like I said, most people that have come up, okay, good. I really do, though, want somebody to do a specific story on all the false calls, all the attacks, and if they're willing, the LAPD and how stupid they look and how corrupt they look all the time. And they're still doing it. I watched Selfless Self when they showed up asking for the bullhorn. They look so stupid. Yeah, I'll definitely go watch it too. Okay, more fun. We'll see you later. Have a good day. Well, yeah, I was singing, honestly, oh, that was something else. That was something different. Sean, the missions were the primary entry level for new members in the 70s, but in the late 70s, the orgs complained that the missions were not passing their members up to the orgs. I see. That was something else I mentioned, I think somewhere, can't remember where, that, you know, thumb drives are real cheap now. So I've heard of the surprise witness before. I don't know if I've ever watched it, but I've heard of it. I'm going to get a bunch of thumb drives, and I'm just going to put that one video of auditing children with Aaron and Serge on it. And I am just a few miles from our Capitol building. This is the capital of Texas. And, you know, it shows an actual video that the church made, so they can't deny it. And then it's got Aaron and Serge talking about what really goes on. And I just want to go in every office of every representative and drop off a thumb drive and then ask them about the tax exempt status. Oh yeah, I know who that is. I've actually seen that person on other channels, I think, if I remember the right person. That was before I got into SPTV. Before since the protest started. I really saw the protests ramp up in like October when the Swirl Squad started joining William. So it's been like SPTV all the time since then. Oh, good. That's awesome. That's more than awesome. That guy's just waiting to be brought down. They get arrogant and think they're above the law till they're not. Ask them about the police chief, the LAPD's chief that's in prison right now, that was a Scientologist. I didn't look that up yet. Didn't really need to. But I guess I will here one day. It's not windy. I'm gonna hold my sign. All right. But yeah, I'm chomping at the bit to get the new sign up so that I can have the foundation on one side. I could have done that anyway, but I'm giving this sign to Hitzel so she can do with it what she wants. Oh, once I get my new sign. So I think I'm just going to have to work on it myself. Because all we have to do is... So there's this tripod with... It looks like it fit a pole on it. So we got PVC pipe. We couldn't find any that fit perfectly. So we're going to have to heat it and stretch the bottom and then heat it and flatten it where the sign's going to be. And then hook the sign to it. That's all I need to do. And then then get my stencils and get the actual signs done. But I could at least get the foundation.org side done and be ready to put it up. Sandy. Tallman has been laying low. I've not seen much of him at all in a little while. Yeah, me neither. Lately, the police haven't been quite like him. They've been a little bit more talkative and a little less aggressive, to a point. When I say that, don't mean by much. Sean. Then Miscavige as a Commodore's messenger, upper management subsection at that time of Sea Org started bypassing Hubbard to attack the missions. Then the CMO was Hubbard's management link. Okay. Fluffer, I would too if that dirt was dug up about my dad. But I'm stoked. Every time I'm like, I did think about this just recently because William had an interview with Natalie and he was talking, what's the future of what we're doing? What does that look like? And he said, there's all kinds of SPTV Foundation.org. I've got to watch that.
Disagreed.
Yeah, that explains a lot of. I think I did hear that his dad was the same way.
You're gonna have to take off from work. So that's
Well, Williams said, it's already evolving some where they're making the fun mini streets and stuff. And he said, now it's time to make movies of the footage that we have and send those out. And people are starting to do that. They made the little movie took all the different angles of Aaron's attack and put it all together with, with words and stuff and made it a mini documentary. And he said, that's kind of, yeah. Yeah, go watch the interview Natalie did. She's Life After a Cult. I try to watch her recap on the way here because she usually does it in the morning, and then I watch it in the car, and I did. So he said that, and he's so it got me to thinking, too. I'm like, I've got to think about later on. Right now, this still needs to be done. They're still here. And when I think about, like they said, I'm here by myself. Am I doing any good? I think about all the people I talk to. And I think about all the people that come in to watch. And I think about all the it just, every time I'm out here, puts another video up that someone might stumble across and be like, oh, that place is crap. I'm never going to go in there. CCTV. I don't think so. I don't think he has to. I think they're too angry about him for that to be like that. Because the way that they're keeping his electronics and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about other protesters without serious evidence. You're funny, fluffer. Yeah, I like to talk. That's the one I was made for this. Let's see, Sean's still telling me a lot of new stuff. I like learning stuff too. Like Aaron's always, all the channels, all the ex-members are always teaching us something new about them that we didn't know. Yeah. The Commodore's Messenger became RTC and other management positions. CMO is mainly young people and second gen. Yeah, I mean, those girls were running. They didn't even realize that these early 20s girls were running all of Scientology. Because nobody talks to anybody else, so nobody knew. Hi, Brad. I mean, it just, and they're still, and the training the 12-year-olds to be coaches to adults. I mean, and train adults. It's just, I don't understand where LRH got all that crap. Where he got that these young people should be in church. I don't think we're going to see him here. Nobody ever comes outside. Oh, yeah, Sean, yeah, CCTV, if that's the case. They did that to Jay. The first time they walked up with guns drawn on Jay, they said, well, you called us and said you had a gun. And he's like, well, obviously, and they look back on his live stream, and there was no way possible that he called. So, and they've done that all at different places. They're like, well, you called. Just because somebody calls up and says, I'm so-and-so, doesn't mean they are. Hi, Johnny. Johnny Midnight. Yeah, especially down here in Austin. I'm not coming this late again. I've noticed that if I come a little bit earlier, I'm hitting their lunchtime. Probably inside, hiding behind the blinds. Well, CCTV, again, till I have proof, I'm not going to sit here and stir crap up. We don't need it. And that's the problem with Discord. I've never wanted anything to do with Discord. Oh, look, we got groups. I know, right, Susan? Can't be that much to do. Serge said in the interview that auditing is $500 per hour and you can pay 15% more to pick the auditor. The whole call is disgusting. I know. Okay, CCTV, we're done with this. That's not what we're here for. Go over to Discord and talk with them about it, or on another chat. I'm not going to spend my time here doing this. I hope so, because remember when they called me on me, he said it was a VoIP call, or what they called on my location. And that's the only good thing about having security here is they can't fake a call on me about doing anything weird. Because, and we always get out of it because they look at our live stream. I'm sure that's true, and I know everybody has their own life, but this isn't the place that I want to discuss it. Not everybody's perfect. Not everybody out here has the same life or background. That's not the point. The point is he's doing the work, he's putting in the time, and that's all that matters. And if you don't want to stop, maybe you need to go. Yeah, Shannon. Oh, yeah, about that. Can't I do it? I haven't had to yet. I am perfect. Just ask me. Of course, Brad. Are you? Josh. Don't need a mod. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to yet. We know how to ignore people. I haven't really needed one before. Yeah, I think I've done it before. No. I've asked nicely. Yeah, I'm definitely not perfect. But I've been around the military and law enforcement so much, I haven't even had a speeding ticket. Oh, I know. Josh, that's okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Of course, Brad. That's a cross you'll just have to bear. Ellie is on another channel now. Hi.
Hi. Can I ask you why Scientology is a cult?
First of all, the difference between a religion and a cult won't let you leave.
Okay.
And they don't let their Sea Org members leave.
Okay.
They sign, and then they've had members have to leave in the trunk of a car, been run off the road. There's a lot of ex-members right here that had to escape.
Okay.
Secondly, they destroy families with disconnection. If you do leave the cult,
Okay.
you have to disconnect from everyone you know in it, even your spouse.
Okay.
Secondly, the reason I'm here is because of the rampant child abuse.
Okay.
Because they believe that they've lived many, many lives. And so they believe that their children are just adults in small bodies because last life they were probably an 80-year-old man.
Okay. I can see where that's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you do a deep dive into Scientology, into the creator of it, he was a science fiction writer. And he started it in the 50s.
Okay.
And he pretty much, actually told somebody once that I'm not making any money with my books. If you want to make real money, start a religion.
Okay.
And it's just, they've got a lot of money. And so they got these big fancy buildings, but they really don't have anybody to staff it.
Okay.
That's why it took many years to get it open. And the other thing that gets me, and if you ever stand here long enough, you'll see that the staff and the Sea Org members that are going in and out are elderly.
Okay.
And once you can't work for them anymore, they stick you in an apartment or a house with a bunch of other elderly, and they take your Social Security, take a bunch of credit cards out in your name, take the money, and then when you die, they don't have to pay the credit cards back. It's a money-making scheme. They like to make a lot of money.
Well, thank you very much. It's very informative.
If you're interested, there's about 50 ex-members that have channels now, and there's about 100 of us protester channels now all over the country and some overseas now. So they were easy to find.
Awesome.
But if you want to remember an easy one, Mike Brown.
Okay.
And then he'll tell you about a bunch of other. He just got his mother out.
Okay.
He's in the Army, and he did like a special forces type deal and got her out.
I see.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So,
awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for stopping.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hi. How you doing? Look who's here, guys. Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. Never mind.
Actually, I gotta get it today from like the park.
I know. I'm talking
It's the
too
walk.
much, and
It's the walk.
it's a little bit drier today. Okay. I gotta go. Okay, so.
Still catching my breath.
Yeah, he did. He did, Susan. That's true. We'll definitely talk about that. If you want to be a mod, that's fine with me. I'll have to figure out how to do it. I don't know if it's necessarily tax-free. See, I told you I didn't need to block anybody. Yes, depends. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened with my mom, okay? So, no. Especially if your estate is less than $10,000, which I'm sure these elderly are. And life insurance, they can't be used for debt. It goes to the family member or whoever you give your life insurance to. And the other part is there's a lot of credit cards that you can pay extra for a special insurance that if you die, the credit card goes away. So my mom had that on one credit card but didn't on the other. I tried to work with the other credit card, but I had to close my business and go. She was terminal, so I was up there for a little while, and it took me a couple months to get to all of her debts or whatever. Really, all she had was the credit cards and I paid for a couple months rent and utilities while I stayed in her apartment to finalize some things, and the apartment complex was fine with that. Anyway, I tried working with them, and what it was is they kept adding interest after she died. And I'm like, look, I'll pay you what she owed the day she died, but I'm not paying you all this extra interest. And they didn't want to work with me, so I said, all right, forget it. Who are you going to go after? I'm not on it. And that's what happens. I mean, even if you don't have that insurance, if you don't have an estate, which you're an old Sea Org member, you don't have an estate. My mom had just what was in her apartment. That all went to my sister because I had a home and kids and a family. I didn't need anything, and none of altogether it was maybe worth about $9,000. So if your estate is worth less than 10 grand, you go down the probate court. You tell them that there's no estate, no bills. There's nowhere for the bills to go after, and it's just over. Christy, I think a matter of settling someone's estate. A lot of families choose to pay off old debts, but the call of Scientology doesn't give a crap about social norms. Exactly. The viewbot, just saying. If you've taken out a credit card falsely in someone's name, are you really going to care about paying it off when they die? Of course, that's why they do it. And that's why they don't tell them they did it. UK, always culprits. Does it matter to you, not to me? Some people actually do. Yeah, I did try. And then, because I paid for her phone bill while I was there, and I canceled everything when I left, they tried to put her last phone bill on my credit. And I'm like, they're like, because I called them and gave them my information, they tried to argue with me and say that she put me on as a co-signer. I'm like, there's no way in heck my mother is going to put her daughter, who's in another state, down as a co-signer for her phone bill. My mom was very independent. So that was a headache in itself. Some sisters will keep it up if they want the line open, and there are ways to keep it going without making payments. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. I don't know all the ins and outs of credit cards. I do know, just personally, okay, CCTV's in a 30-minute timeout. I didn't block him completely.
TR's in.
Yeah, he's being a jerk. Half the stuff, I don't even know what he was saying. But yeah, the only reason I know about the insurance is on one of my credit cards it was an option, but because my husband and I both have decent life insurance, I didn't bother with it because our credit cards aren't very big. Hi to Tasha K. XO. Hi. So yeah, that's I mean, but I doubt they're even getting that insurance. They're like, they don't have an estate. They're disconnected from their family members, so they don't have any life insurance. So they just take the credit cards out. They pay the minimum payment with their Social Security, and then when they're gone, it just goes up in flames, and the credit card company takes the loss. Yeah, because I called the smaller credit card my mom had, and as soon as I said she passed away, they're like, okay, you're done. I was like, okay. Hi, Lorraine. But I still think it's just horrible, evil, just ugh. Turns my stomach. The stuff that they do. That's why I'm here. I mean, I hope I'm making a difference. I know we are. I know we are. Some are making more difference than others in bigger places like LA and Clearwater and things like that, but every little bit counts. Because if we give up, if there's a break in the line, as I like to call it, then they've got a way through. And right now we're drawing a line in the sand. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I had to show the death certificate a lot. Have they been busy? Not really. A couple of people have gone in and out. I was trying to get closer to see if they had Sea Org pins on, but Aaron already said there was definitely Sea Org here. And I know I saw somebody. I didn't get a good look at the pin. He was like putting his bike up right beside me and I glanced. By the time I turned the camera, he was turned away and you couldn't see his collar. Yeah, he didn't really know. And the little bit, and that's why I go for the, I don't know how long I'm gonna have him. I could tell I probably wouldn't have him too long. So I go for the, quick and dirty hits of the really bad stuff that I can think of. Thanks, Susan. Yeah. I hope he looks it up. Even if he doesn't, he might, if somebody else mentions it, he might, yeah, I talked to this lady. She said. It does, Susan. And that's what I do here. We don't have the excitement that other people do, but there's a lot of traffic here. A lot of traffic. A lot of young people. And, I mean, if you look, if I'm still here, I mean, look down there. Well, hi, Kiwi Joe. Yeah, I thought so too, Christy. That I surprised him a bit. Well, I'm getting kind of used to doing this. Corporate cult of Scientology. Sean, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I have a really bad memory about people gave me cadence lines and stuff. I'm gonna have to go back in the chat and remember them. I'm gonna have a cadence by next week. I'm gonna have one of my cadences done. And hi. And he was trying to look at my sign. I didn't have it up. I had it down because the wind hits it. It goes everywhere. You can see how windy it is. And this street, for some reason, I get gusts coming down this street. So, and they have those rentable scooters. Well, Christy, cadence. I was in the Army. My husband retired from the Army. And when you run, you sing cadence. They say that in the Army, the food is mighty fine. They fed us 10 puppies and took back something. Oh, I can't remember it now. That's the one I'm working on. I have something like, they say that in the Sea Org, the food is mighty fine. They gave us, I don't know, I haven't gotten that part yet. Something. And then the other part is, they say that in the Sea Org, the pay is mighty fine. They give you $100 and take back 99. That's what it says in the cadence, but I was going to say something like, they pay you $50 and take back 49. It's like that. I liked them because I was a bad runner. I couldn't breathe right and sing in cadence. I even do it now. Well, not now. Back when I would go to the gym or do the treadmill or something, I would sing cadence under my breath and play it on my earphones. That was like 20 years ago. And it helped me breathe. From what I'm hearing, it should be shut down and the leaders locked away. That's the plan.
Hey, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Hey, everybody's here. All right. I'm not by myself. So, did you guys watch Aaron's Q&A last night? I thought I'd seen a Sea Org member tying up his bike that he had the pin, and he found out that they did bring Sea Org here because they couldn't get enough staff to sign up. So there wasn't supposed to be Sea Org here. Hi.
Can I ask why you guys are here? I'm not
Yeah.
either. I'm just like curious.
No, that's fine. That's what it says. Ask me why. It is a cult. It's not a religion because a cult won't let you leave, and they won't let their members leave. There's 3 levels. Okay, there's public, like let's say you were just a Scientologist, you had a day job, and you went in and did services.
Yeah.
You still can't talk to anybody that's anti-Scientologist. You can't look up anything on the internet. They still control everything you do and say.
Wow.
If your spouse says anything against the church, you have to divorce them.
Really?
Yeah, it's called disconnection. And that's just public. Then you have staff. Staff will sign a 2 to 5 year contract. They work 80 to 100 hours a week for $200 a week if the org makes money. If they don't get paid, so they have to have a second job in order to pay for their living expenses. Then you have the Sea Org. It's like their military arm. They sign a billion-year contract because they believe they live life after life after life. They're from space. The guy that made this religion was a science fiction writer.
Wow.
And he told them that this guy Xenu from the Galactic Federation brought them here 75 million years ago and dropped them in a volcano, and what we would call spirit or soul came out. They call it a thetan.
Yeah.
And when humans started to be on the earth, they go into us. So when you die, your thetan goes into a new baby body. So the Sea Org have to sign a billion-year contract. They get $47 a week. They work about 110 hours a week. No phone, no internet. I don't think they even watch TV. They know and most of the ones you see are what we call second and third gen. They were put in as children. You can be put in as
Like
a
people
cadet.
up front, like in the desk.
Yeah, in the uniforms, yeah. And they've probably been in it since they were young. They can put you in a Sea Cadet as young as 8. And you can be training in charge of things by the time you're 12 to 14. And
Were you a part of it? Like,
no, actually, no.
Do you know someone who was
Nope.
affected?
About a year and a half ago, I was bedridden up until November, and I had a pain stimulator put in my back, so I had a lot of time.
Yeah.
And this guy popped into my feed about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, in
Yeah.
2022. And his name is Aaron Smith-Levin. And I was like, all I knew was Tom Cruise was part of it. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that guy, I'm never watching another one of his movies again. Because he knows all of this. And he doesn't talk about it anymore, but he's still giving them money. They're worth a lot of money. But,
It's crazy. They have a big ass building on.
well,
Yeah.
it's a show though. They didn't even have enough staff to staff. They're only using the first, well, no, they use the second floor. They had to bring in Sea Org members. Sea Org members are only supposed to be at the Flag Land Base in Florida and in LA and someplace else. But we found out in order to get this open, they had to bring Sea Org in because they didn't have enough staff to volunteer to sign up
Wow.
to run it. So, and I actually just found that out last night because I thought I had seen a Sea Org pin. Well, anyway, I watched this guy. I caught up on like a year's worth of his videos. And then in 2023, in January, he started going live 3 times a day instead of pre-recording. So he just comes on and he talks about stuff. He talks about the pedos in there. He talks about the law enforcement that work for them, that are in their pocket. You know, and he's, what I like about him, and he says this, that his channel isn't all, he doesn't just spit fire and brimstone about it. He talks about it. So if anybody comes by that might be an under the radar member that might want to get out, he's worth listening to.
Yeah.
And he started another foundation called the Aftermath Foundation to get them out because they have to escape. And they don't have any education. They don't have a high school diploma.
Wow.
They've had to escape in the trunks of cars. They've gotten run off the road. They've gotten grabbed and brought back. They got them at a bus station trying to escape. They drug them back. And these are all ex-members that were put in when they were young kids, and all they did was manual labor at 8, 9 years old. Mike Brown, he wanted to go in the military, so he was in until he was 20, I think. He got out, he had to get a GED and stuff so he could just go in the Army. And the other thing, so because they believe that in their last life they could have been an 80-year-old man, they don't treat their children like children. They treat them like adults in small bodies. And so that creates a lot of child abuse, a lot of predators. And they don't get in trouble. They protect them because they don't allow you to go to law enforcement. Did you know anything about the Danny Masterson trial?
I didn't. I have to go in like a minute, but.
Okay, well, like I said, if you want to just grab one of these channels, like Mike Brown.
Yeah, I'll take a picture.
Oh yeah, take that. There's books and there's the channels. Growing Up in Scientology is the guy I started with.
Okay.
And then I branched out. So I did a deep dive for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
When I found out, I live 75 miles away. When I found out this was opening next to the college, I'm like, I come down at least 3 days a week.
Well, this is great. I'm glad you guys are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for stopping and listening. Check it out. Aha! There we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool too, Christy, when people come by. Sea Org, military, and ministerial area. True. Sometimes I can't remember everything. Yeah, I should have said the actual foundation. He kind of cut me off. I was going with the old foundation, and then he started a new one. I was going to say it, but he said he was done. Saul. Hi, Saul. Thanks, Flip Squirrel. Yep. So far today, I'm getting short-term people. I'm not getting people that really want to stick around, so I'm trying to hit them. Thanks, Geraldine. I appreciate it. All the kudos help me. I appreciate it. I didn't realize this sidewalk was tilted. I always stand the other way. One leg's shorter than the other. I was just trying to give him something else to look at besides a closed door. But when I do this, I miss people going in and out, so I'm going to come back a little bit. Watch out. It's easier to move the whole thing than Josh. Yep, exactly. I know what you said. This new phone of mine, it's narrower and taller than my old phone, and I am constantly screwing up my typing, so I figure out what y'all mean. Christy, in the business world they call it making your elevator pitch. Oh yeah, that makes sense. What would you say if you got in the elevator with someone who could invest in your 30-second pitch? Yeah, freeloader debt non-enforceable. Oh, I need to yell that to him. I think that's why a lot of staff stick around for their whole thing. I need a drink, guys. Hang on just a second. I'm usually not this dry. It's the same degrees as it was on other days, but it's like more oppressive for some reason. The humidity, maybe. Go ahead, Josh. Sometimes I'll be watching somebody. Like, sometimes Aaron will have a beer out, and I'm like, I need to go get one. I'm glad I brought an extra bottle because this is almost gone. get to my second bottle. I will be today. Too early for me. Even when I was younger, I had a thing about drinking when it was daylight. I thought it was weird. You know, we all have our things. I'm trying to think of a subject to talk about with y'all. Well, like I said before, we really need to get together our keyboard warriors and really get some sort of campaign going. We need to pick like a couple of channels to like just inundate just everybody with what's going on, because they'll take notice. One or two emails here and there, and they're not going to notice. Yep. Peter, yeah. Which is fine with me, because you know how they call the false calls on everybody else? They can't do that with me because he's standing there watching me. I'm fine with it. I think it's great. Yes, now that I know about it, I'm going. I saw Dan and Pearl Snappy talking about it the other night, and then I find out Self is coming. Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Scientology traffics human.
They traffic minors. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you saw him a second ago. Ooh, I gotta take my backpack off. When I'm ordering something big, like $100 or more, I'm slow to order it. Because I'm like, oh, it's such a big deal. So I should have ordered it days ago, my cargo wagon. Whew. I'm wearing that backpack. My shirt's wet. Yeah. Josh. Yep. I like having the tripod because I kind of have a little space behind it. When I'm standing just by myself, I feel weird about taking things off and sitting them on the ground because my cane already got stolen. I'm afraid somebody's going to run by and grab my bag. Well, they can't. They'd have to run right through my tripod. Christy, yeah. Peter, I know of no other church anywhere in the world that has a... me neither. That I can think of right away. Maybe for functions, depending on where they're at, but I wouldn't say on a regular basis. Selfless Self was talking to the cop. Oh yeah, I watched that on them the other day. Mid-sentence, he just stopped and said, "Say, I sure appreciate you taking your hand off." Yeah, I saw that. Yep. My husband's in security and he's armed. And he doesn't put his hand on his gun unless he's in a tense situation. So for him, it may be habit for somebody like that to rest their hand there, but it does send a message. My husband knows it sends a message. Matter of fact, my husband, mostly what he does, because he works at night and he has to patrol around different properties. When he's not, he does patrols so many times a night, or he's sitting in the office watching the 100 cameras on all the properties. So he gets a lot of homeless people when he comes up. And he's like, he always parks far away from where he knows they'll be, or might be, or a lot of times he sees them on the camera. And he shines his light on them, and he's like, all right, you need to go. And if they come anywhere towards him and not the opposite way, then he's like, no, wrong way, other way. Yeah. I think too. Josh. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah. My husband doesn't stand enough for that to have been, well, he may have done it. He used to be outside standing up a lot when he was in Austin. But now he's in Waco now, and it's a lot. He said it's night and day from Austin. He's like, even the homeless people are nice most of the time. So he mostly sits either in the car or in the office. So I think he's got out of any kind of habit like that. Doug's channel is still up. Dazed but Not Confused with a Z. The lives he did with Marcus Sawyer are great. Love his Hollywood stuff too. Are you in Austin? Is that SS Austin, Texas? Mana, what would your husband think about your purchase? He's totally supportive. He's like, oh, you need to get that gimbal. Go ahead and get it. Because I don't have an income. Because he makes a little bit too much for me to get disability. But I mean, we've been together since high school. Everything's been together. So, but I'm like, no, and then I did. And then he's like, well, we need to get you a tripod for your sign. And he's like, drug me over to the thrift store and we found one, and we went to Lowe's, and he's come with me a couple times, but he sits over there on his own, because the first time we came, it was right after Pearl Snappy got the cops called and she got CT'd. SPTV They'll help you get out, and freeloader debt is not enforceable in the real world. There, I got it. Totally. And luckily, he doesn't miss me because he's asleep while I'm here. But yeah, he's always supported me and everything, but when I showed him, he doesn't watch as much of the SPTV that I do, because he's like, I don't want to listen to any, because personal info. My husband has been around explosions and gunfire so much in his life, because oh my god, dude, get a new muffler. I have a motorcycle and I still hate that crap. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, everybody knows about Iraq and stuff, but he's been in the Army since 89, and he was getting shot at in 89 and sleeping under his truck while that was going on. Anyway, the first time he was in Iraq, the only reason he woke up is the mortar hit so close it blew his room door open. I literally can sit on the bed next to him with my tablet on, listening to like AA Ron or whatever, and he doesn't even notice. I don't even have to use earbuds. So, but when he's awake, he's sometimes watching his own stuff. He likes to watch how-to videos and gun stuff, and he builds guns, and so he has his own things. Yeah, I know. You know what? So there was a reason I was saying because when he wakes up, I usually have something SPTV on, and he's like, I'm not in the mood for that today. But yeah, I took my bike to somebody to have, I can't remember what I was having something unrelated to my muffler done. I can't remember what it was. It was just a guy, husband of one of my female club members. And just without asking me, took a rod and shoved it in my muffler and made holes in my muffler so it'd be louder. I was beyond ticked. But I wasn't what I am now. to be. I'm still a non-confrontational type person, but I don't put up crap anymore. I'm 55 years old. I don't have small kids at home anymore. I don't have a job. I don't have anybody relying on me. So the next person that gets out of hand with me is going to get a lifetime of me following the rules and never speaking up and never confronting people, because I always had jobs or security clearances or something that I couldn't mess up. So now you got somebody that's got nothing to lose. So that's all I got to say about that. I cannot hold my sign up. I've got it behind my back right now. This wind just grabbed a hold of it and yanked my shoulder. That's why I want the new sign, and we've already decided, because it's a plastic tripod, it's really light, it was meant to be lightweight. We're gonna have to make sandbags for it to keep it from falling over in the wind. But we've got all that planned out, we just gotta get it done. True. I might do that with the new sign. The wind, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the way I'm going to put the words, I could definitely drill a couple of holes in the middle around the words. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. No gains, they lie to each other. Okay. Yeah, this one's a little too small. I mean, I guess I could do here and here. I'm going to give it to her when I get my new sign up. This is a half sheet up, and then just the handle that we made. So they were saying that if we put holes in these, the wind won't catch it as much.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So if you want to do it after I give it to you, and I'm going to see how my new sign does. It might blow over. We're going to put little tiny sandbags. I'm getting one of those wagons to bring here all that crap. So if it tries to blow away, I might have to put, because I'm not.
Yeah, that whole idea is good.
Yeah. She said she did it with fabric signs and banners, and it helped. They didn't become sales. Hi, Ellen. I know. I wish I would have thought of that. That was pretty cool. I saw that. Do you think the younger born in know what a cult is? Not if they haven't been out in the world. I mean, if they haven't looked anything up or heard from anyone else, and no, they're completely insulated. Lorraine, Eric Rader. I'm going to, because he's been mentioned several times. Where's he at? I may have. Because sometimes I just hit live, like Aaron said he did. He hits the live tab and he just goes and sees who's live. I do that a lot. I just pop around. I see so many of the same people that are here and in Aaron's chat and all the other chats doing the same thing I'm doing. But no, that's why I want the new sign. My permanent side will have the SPTV Foundation and the phone number. And then the other side is going to have Velcro, and I'm going to change out the signs and have different messages, so I can have different, because you can't put a bunch of stuff on one sign, because then it just gets so close together you can't really read it. So I've got 4 or 5 different colors, and I'm going to change the signs out. Winky Pop. All right, we got Australia. Los Angeles is a former member. Oh, okay. Mana, I had a friend in Scientology, and his kids were well-mannered and had their own lives. Their parents didn't force Scientology on them. Yeah, I'm sure there are those. They're the lucky ones.
What motivates you to be asking?
Why are you out here? I know, but like, are you like passionate about it? Like, you want people to know? Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. I've never seen one outside of California before.
Yeah, they're everywhere. We've got about 100 protester channels in like Portland, Chicago, Denver, Seattle, overseas. And then there's about those channels on there are ex-members that were put in as kids and they escaped. Check them out. That's where I learned from, is watching them. I didn't know anything until I watched them. She gave him a card. That was good. I hope he checks it out. I don't think they are college kids. He looks too young. We get a lot of people visiting the city. I was passing a family walking down. I could tell they were probably tourists. And then he might be in college.
Thank you guys. I was just wondering. Thank you. Okay.
Might be. Could be a freshman. I forget how young kids look. My kids are in their 30s. Yeah, Christy, as I just said. Yeah, me too. We were trying to debate if they were in college or not. I'm like, I'm so old now, I don't know what young kids look like. I know. But I told them sometimes we get tourists and stuff down here and that kind of thing. I think one day what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a walk around campus one day. Yeah. I need a drink. But yeah, next week's going to be weird with the eclipse, then my doctor's appointment, and then Squirrel Fest. I don't know what's going to happen next week. If Squirrel Fest is on Saturday, depends on. I could still do this and go. Or, if y'all wanted, I could go live at Squirrel Fest when I meet up with Dan and all of them. What do you guys think about that? Would you want me to do that? I could get my regular gimbal out. It'd be short. Maybe just when we say hi to everybody for a little while and let you see what it looks like. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do it anyway. Anybody who wants to watch can. Are you going to go to Squirrel Fest?
I'm not sure yet.
I just found out about it, so I'm like, yeah, I want to go.
I've heard about it, but I haven't read about it yet.
It's just at one of the parks somewhere. But Dan from LA's coming, and so is Selfless Self. They're coming this way. So.
East Park, I think it's supposed to be.
Okay. Me neither. Who knew? I don't really pay attention to what happens down here. I should. When the kids were younger, we used to come down here for stuff more. But with my husband working nights and his weekend being during the week, we don't really do much stuff. Okay, Geraldine, I think I'm gonna do it. And I'll have a more, there is merch. There's a t-shirt that I might go ahead and order if I'm gonna go. It's really cute. And I was trying to find out if you had to have tickets or not. Yeah, for sure. That still gets me. It was just so avoidable. I think I'm going to make a sign for my car because we've passed a couple people here and there that I saw was texting and swerving and stuff. I'm just envisioning a whole group of you guys out there protesting after the fest, all in Squirrel Fest gear. That would be cool. You know, right away when I first started doing this, I looked up a whole squirrel costume on Amazon, but they were kind of doing that in LA, and I didn't want to take their idea. Mana, you may have missed the question. Have you ever met a current Scientologist? No, I have not. Nobody in here stopped, and I've never met one. I did miss that. I hope I didn't miss anything else. If I don't answer your question right away, because I don't have as much chat as, say, like an Aaron channel or something, it will fade away until I tap the screen because I don't have constant movement. You have sort of met the real ones running in and out there, though. Yeah, they just, haven't actually had a conversation with one like they do, and they've gotten some people to talk elsewhere. That's the problem with being right here, though, with all this traffic and this big sidewalk. They can stand real close to the door and have an excuse to, like, talk to them, and I can't get that close without being right up on the building. And, oh, no problem, I'll answer everything. So that's the only thing about that, because if you see, everybody walks right in front, and then you've got all this stuff here. And if I was on the other side of the traffic, I'd be right on the building, and they'd probably complain and CT me. If you touch their building, they freak out. Let's do it. Every once in a while, I like to turn things around, look at something different. So let's turn around and look. Oh, there's not very much traffic. Oh, let me go slow. Every once in a while when class lets out, we got like hundreds of people crossing here. Now, for anybody that hasn't seen this, this is the main entrance to the college. And they all cross right there coming out of the college. It's a pretty big campus. Pretty big college. But when I'm paying attention, ooh, there goes my. Try to blow away. Let's try that again. Right, and then they trespass you again. They haven't trespassed me yet. Probably because I'm not as loud as Girl Snappy is. And I think by the time if they've figured out who I am, it's kind of, they've seen I'm not going to do anything to their building. So that's the only plus side to being me. That's the problem with the org here in Atlanta. It's way back off the street, and there's really not people walking past. Yeah. Still, they know you were there. They got cameras. But, yeah, I remember going into Atlanta. I lived in Austell, but my significant other worked at the juvenile court right across the street from that big round stadium. That's all I remember. And where Grady Memorial Hospital is. My son was born there. I'm trying not to get the people on the benches. They probably don't want to be on camera. Trying to figure out what to do that's best. Big brown stadium, the Omni. Isn't the Omni real tall? This one was round on the outside. I did go to the Omni and watch a basketball game. Probably the big brown stadium. Basketball stadium years ago. Yeah, round. Yeah, round. Yeah. But I didn't go. I remember going on all the peach trees, trying to figure them all out. Peachtree Street, Peachtree Drive, Peachtree Avenue, Peachtree Circle, Peachtree Trail. I could go on. I think Georgia likes peaches. I really did like Georgia. We've been talking about trying to move somewhere else. Yep. And I thrown out Georgia. We talked about Georgia. We talked about I want to go to Oregon because I like rain, but he doesn't. Well, hello, dear. We've been talking about you. My hubby's here. They were asking me if you were supportive, and I went into all the stuff you've been doing. I really, really, really need my sign. It's very windy. You're supposed to be asleep. Yeah, we've had a few people stop, but they were, oh yeah, forgot about them. Yeah, I told them they woke me up last night at 3 a.m. and I never went back to sleep. I said I'm pretty slap happy today. Had about 3 hours sleep. Well, I won't be home for a couple more hours. You can get a little bit more. Hi, Green Bay. That's the team I like. Is that where you're at? Or you just like the team, or you just like the place? I need something to talk about. Oh, has a Stars fan? Is that, if it's not football, I don't know anything about it. And I was a Cowboys fan even before I moved here, but years ago I had to quit because I tried not to be a fair weather fan, but they just kept just disappointing me and I quit. Oh, I love hockey. But we had a little hockey team in Bell County we went and watched a few times. I'm in Austin, Texas right now, where the org is. I'm about to turn back around. I was just trying to give them some new scenery besides closed front doors. This is the college across here, and the main entrance is right there. And it's just a walking entrance. You can't drive in, so this is a T. So when class is let out, we get a lot of people walking right by here. I'm going to do a complete circle. Oh, no, not really. My daughter is in Southern California, and her significant other, they went to a hockey game, and now they're all into going to the hockey games. I don't remember the name of the team. Let me know if I'm going slow enough for y'all. Oh, she's got a group over here. You can go take their free personality test. Oh, somebody was asking, I think it was Selfless Self or somebody being facetious, said, how do you have no personality, but you want to give a personality test? I thought that was good. But their doors aren't open enough that when I'm ready to be loud, they can still hear me. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Let me fix my... What are y'all doing?
Oh.
Oh.
Music awards. Free bands. You guys want to come? It starts at 7.
Not today.
No. All right.
I don't live here. I'll be leaving.
I got it.
They were giving out pamphlets. I'm like, I want people to take my stuff. So I looked. Yeah, broken door tech. Yep. No, I don't think it was the Gulls. Eagles? Giants? Jets? Something. Black and... Her jacket she bought was black and gray. Or black and silver. Tails the Gamer. Hi, the old guy just walking out of F-Sign is the old guy that shot... Oh, was it? I didn't even notice him. I was looking at other people. Well, I'll look back on my film. Yeah, he's not with Scientology. We know that they've been talking about is they've been talking about the fact that yeah, LA Kings. That's what it was. The Kings.
So, like, I think about, like, the place I'm
Yep. You guys are right. That's it. What was I saying? Oh, that's something else I did want to talk about. They said that they are finding out that some of these people that they're sicking, and they have done this in the past, this isn't new, that they use people that went through their Arcanon program, you know, that we all know is bullcrap. So now they've got, you know, people that need money who got out of a crappy rehab center, and there's a good chance some of the people that they've used to attack were from there. Or to harass, you know, the Jane Does, the prosecutor, all these other people. I'll tell them. My daughter spent her whole life in Texas. She's only been in Southern California for 2 years. Oh my God. Did you guys see that? That girl went in? He suddenly had to go inside when that pretty girl went inside. That should be interesting. Oh yeah, of course, Christy. Yep. It makes sense. It made perfect sense when I heard it. That's fully where Patrick Perry is. Either they know him from that, or he obviously lives in a neighborhood, and I think that they've just had a line on him for a while, and I know, right? So, but yeah, they use people from the well, like the guy that attacked them at La Poubelle had what, 70 or 71 arrests on his record, and they gave him a ride home. I don't understand people. I live in a normal, real world where crap like that doesn't happen. You attack somebody, you go to jail. LA is like its own country. It is. Well, it's Austin is too. What you don't know about Austin is not like the rest of Texas. It's like its own little bubble of its ownness. You don't hear the southern accents here. Everybody's from somewhere else. They came here for a tech job or college or whatever. And same thing from where I live. The reason I don't have the accent after 30 years, because I can take on an accent when somebody's doing it around me, is because I'm in a military town and everybody there is from somewhere else. Like us. We just stayed. So that's kind of what it's like here. We would come down and go to like a craft fair, and then I'd come down here to go to Whole Foods. The Whole Foods that they have here takes up a whole city block and is 2 stories. Well, no, it's 1 story, but the parking garage is underneath. And it took us 2.5 visits, 2 hours, the first 2 visits, to see the whole thing. So 2 2-hour visits to see the whole thing. And there's like 6 or 7 restaurants inside, plus the what do you call it, buffet that you can get by the pound. So when I went gluten-free about 10 years ago, it wasn't as accessible as it is now. So I'd have to come down here to get all the stuff I needed. And it was a day trip. And we had to have a cooler. No, maybe, but I don't think so. That's more Fort Worth. Fort Worth is known as, you go up there and they still have a cattle stampede you can go watch. Yeah. Yeah, we always got. The first time we went, we ate dinner at the seafood. It was just like a little kiosk with a bar around it and chairs. And it was like a freaking Michelin star restaurant. They had a chef back there, and then they have a barbecue place, they have a pizza place, they have a Tex-Mex place. They've got all these different restaurants inside. It's so huge. I don't know why they don't put one near Fort Cavazos when we can support, in my little area of 15 miles wide, we have 3 super Walmarts, a Sam's Club, 5 neighborhood Walmarts, 3 super HEBs, which is the Texas grocery store, 5 Starbucks. I mean, and that's just been, it didn't boom until, there was nothing there until like 2005, and then it just started booming. Yep. Super HEB. Do you know what that is? I'll explain if you don't. So, it's a local grocery store. It's only in Texas, and it's a great grocery store. I stopped going to the commissary on the base because they were so competitive and great. I mean, like way back in like the late 90s. And the guy's name is like, I can't remember his first name. It's like Heber E. Butt. His last name is Butt. Yeah, we used to come all the way to Austin to go to Costco, and then we got a Sam's Club a few years ago.
Scientology, the cult. SPTV Foundation will help you get out. Scientology, the cult. Stop auditing.
Freeloader debt is not a real thing. It is not enforceable. Freeloader debt is not enforceable in the real world.
SPTV Foundation.
Somebody told me to yell that today. Whenever I try to type HEB to one of my family members, it always comes out Hebrew. That's what it corrects me to. So. I told you guys I haven't had a lot of sleep. I'm usually way more talkative. I keep zoning. You guys gotta help me out. Give me something to talk about. I got 3 hours sleep last night. My dogs woke me up at 3 a.m. and I never could go back to sleep. Finally around 7 when my husband came home, I just got up. I said, well, I'll just drink a lot of coffee. So there is a coffee shop right there, and when I sign off, that's where I'm going.
Scientology, the cult.
I don't like to bring it with me because it sits here and melts. The ice melts. Let's see. I started to bring up Natalie and her show. And have y'all been watching is it Confident Chris that does the little short stories in the sock? I just watched another one. DOA's sock got arrested again. You gotta go watch it. It was hilarious. Yeah. I can yell that, but I'd rather yell the foundation. And now somebody told me the freeloader debt is a good thing for staff to hear, because a lot of times they stick around because they think they're going to get that freeloader debt. But yeah. But yeah, I had a few people today, but they were real short attention span. So I had to hit them hard with the, they don't let them leave, the billion-year contract, the child abuse. And I should, if I had more time, I would bring up, we went into it more, I would bring up Miriam and her taking her dad to court, or he's going to face criminal charges, I'm sure. Because he actually confessed to the LAPD, I think, or because he didn't confess because he felt bad. He didn't confess for Miriam. He confessed to get the heat off of Scientology and try to take it all on himself. Yeah, I always if I got more time, I try to bring in the elder abuse. And we're seeing it here. Everybody in here is elderly now. Little Streets and DOA socks, so funny. I know. Constant lies to the world and their own members. Yeah. A problem told him he had to or else. Yeah, probably did. Yep. Probably did. Then he fell on his sword like a good little Scientologist. Well, good. I'm happy he'll go to jail. But it's not going to end there. If they find out that Scientology covered for him, there's going to be something. Dang it. This wind. SPTVfoundation.org. Look how, see? There's several of them. I mean, at least 5, if not more. I swear, everybody I've seen in there, except maybe a couple, have gray hair. It's ridiculous. Well, I've hit 2 hours. I'm trying to think of the points that I had that I wanted to discuss. Let's see, what time is it? 'Cause, man, too bad I'm not here. I was here late one day. It was before I was live. And I made the mistake of not leaving till almost 5. And oh my gosh, it was like everybody in the college came across this intersection. And it took me 20 minutes to get to the freeway when normally it takes me 5. Good time to have my sign out for them. Yeah, I got that in there today. I don't always get that in there because I go from the child abuse to the elder abuse to the channels usually. I said I need to sit down. I need to make sure my printer's working. I haven't used it in so long. And print out my card I talked about so I can, with all my talking points on it, so I don't forget. I'm kind of glad they had a short attention span today, because so do I. My brain is fried. You can probably tell I've been zoning a few times, trying to stay on task. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. It helps, because I've been finding out about, you know, how YouTube works and all that, and I have a good number of subscribers. Now I just need the watch hours. That's why I'm thinking about doing some fun things. Okay, silly question. What's with the gold, or is it brown, waistcoat vest? Some are wearing it in that building, some... Yes. They now, it's staff and Sea Org. They said they're kind of wearing the same uniform now. So I think they're just not wearing their jacket. That's what they have on under their jacket. They have a vest and a jacket, I think. Unless the vests are Sea Org and the jackets are staff. But Aaron said they're wearing the same uniforms right now. The only way you can tell the difference is what pin is on their lapel. They'll have a rank if they're Sea Org and a Scientology symbol if they're staff. And I can't get close enough to see their collars. So I'm going to see if I can... My gimbal said that it won't do the focus or the zoom when you're live streaming. So I don't even understand why people have that expensive gimbal. Literally, the reason I'm not using it is to live stream and lock it in place so it'll work like a regular gimbal. You have to hold the button down the whole time with your index finger. My hand would fall off. Yeah, that's something we just found out too, Kiwi. That they realized they used to, I guess... Oh, I'm back. Looked like I left for a second. Yeah, and then we just found out that last night I was watching Aaron's Q&A, and I mentioned... Oh, yeah, there he is. Is that him? That looks like him from the back. I asked because I was over there by the bikes last Saturday when they were doing they had a lot of traffic for the LRH broadcast, or birthday broadcast. And I happened to look over and I saw a pin on his lapel. He was only wearing the white shirt because he was riding his bike. He's probably going to put the other stuff on inside. So I asked him, I thought I saw Sea Org here in Austin. He said, yeah, he found out that from an under the radar that they pulled Sea Org into here because they couldn't get enough people to sign up for staff positions. Yep, I look like him. And you notice all the elderly in here hunch, and we've been talking about that could be something to do with all the niacin and weird supplements they make them, or just malnutrition. But he looks like a public, but he could have been, you know, Scientology.
You're such a trooper. You've like been out here for like how long now?
A little over 2 hours.
Oh God, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for a break.
That's fine.
I'm gonna get water.
That's because I'm live. I don't want to. I would
Yeah.
probably take breaks too if I wasn't live, but
Yeah.
it's easier for me to actually stand still. Once I start walking, I'm gonna feel it.
Oh yeah. I get that.
So I'm like, standing still is fine. So all right.
Back and might see you around then.
Yeah, I'll probably be going here soon.
Okay. Hopefully they open up so we can shut them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Coffin Dodgers. They probably are. That's probably more true than we think. The way they've been treated, and just, oh my goodness. It amazes me that it still happens in this day and age. You know, because, you know, I took my health into my own hands about 10 years ago because I had to. And I've looked up I don't even have, because of my disease, they still don't know what actually causes it. But I feel like certain things I don't even use plastic. I use glass jars for storage. I use glass or stoneware in the microwave. I especially don't use plastic in the microwave. I've gotten silicone bags. I still use plastic bags when I have a lot of produce. Like when I do a produce run, because I have my groceries delivered, and you cannot ask a Walmart employee or an H-E-B employee to get you produce, because you will get something that looked like it was used as a soccer ball in a match. So I can't, that's the only time I can get, oh, forced abortion, that's a good one. Yeah, I need to put all those on a list and carry it, because I don't know. All right, probably. Anyway, I've done all that to the extreme, and my symptoms got better. I used to have tremors, and I still have what we in fibromyalgia call the voodoo doll. What was funny is I met a nurse the other day that swears she has it, but her doctor won't say she has it, and she described it to me, and I looked at my husband, I go, what's that sound like? He goes, you? I said, you got it. We call it the voodoo doll. You never know when it's going to happen. It feels like somebody takes a corsage pin and stabs you somewhere. Just in your arm, in your leg, in your stomach, in your neck. You never know where it's going to happen, in your toe. And it usually goes away in a minute or two. And it feels like somebody has your voodoo doll and they're sticking pins in it. How does that work in Texas? Be more specific. Are you talking about the forced abortion or something else I said? Because they'd have a hard time doing that here. I think you can only do it up. Last I heard, it was only up to 16 weeks. They may have changed that. I haven't really been following it. I'm too old to worry about it. Yeah, the last I heard, they had put through a bill that limited it to 16 weeks. Then I heard something about maybe they were going to ban it altogether, but I don't know if that's actually gone through yet or not. I'll check on it though. Thanks, Kiwi. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but all I would recommend to anyone, and I like to talk about this a little bit each time I'm on here because it matters, and a lot of people don't know. If you have an autoimmune disease or you have any kind of pain with inflammation, gluten causes inflammation. And I was told by a chiropractor / nutritionist that I just met in a store one day, and we talked for an hour. She said, go gluten-free, go fresh produce. I went fresh or frozen. I do organic when I can afford it. No processed foods. If I read a label and I don't know what something is in it, I don't get it. And at the time, I was so weak for the first 2 years I had it that I couldn't even open an envelope. My husband was in Iraq the first 14 months, so I put an ad in the paper for an assistant. And this older lady answered. She was with me for 7 years after that. And I was too weak to even open an envelope. And when I changed, and I was so weak, I could barely hold the remote. I laid in bed all the time for 2 years. And when I changed my diet, I got out of bed. I got stronger. The tremors went away. I looked like I had Parkinson's. And I was able to be more of a human being, and I can tell when I cheat. See, it's not like the celiacs. A little bit of crumbs here and there, or a little bit here and there, won't hurt me. But if I eat some pizza, I can tell the next day I'll be in more pain. They may have, Lorraine. I thought I heard that, but I'm not saying 100% that I know that. Honestly, I don't have streaming TV or live TV. I don't really watch local news. So if it doesn't pop up on my YouTube feed, I sometimes miss out on things like that. I'm always, like I said, watching SPTV, or I'm watching How to Build a Bus. My husband wants to build out a bus like a tiny home and go on the road. We have a camper, but it's just so big and bulky. It's just too big for us. That's in the future, because he's still working. We've had this camper and we've only had it out 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like, ugh. I didn't think he'd be working this many years after retirement. So I've been looking at those videos lately. Like I said, I'm usually watching live streams. I even watch, there's one channel I watch. I just give them the time, like it's like on once a week. There's like 8 or 9 people in the chat. It's a group of guys that do this. It's something I'm not even that interested in, but I give them the time. They're a small channel. They're trying to get bigger. I know them through, Popcorn Planet community. I started watching the Popcorn Planet community back in Johnny Depp, and that's what got me into YouTube. I never really watched much on YouTube before that. I watched TV. And that's what got me interested into other YouTube channels and realizing what was out there on YouTube. I just had no idea. I had no idea the journalism that was going on YouTube. I didn't trust the media anymore, but I didn't know where to go. And now I don't watch mainstream media. If I'm interested in a subject, I go and I find me a YouTuber that I feel has a track record of being honest and forthright, and I'll watch that and find out what's going on. And so that's what got me into YouTube about a little over 2 years ago. And then a few months after that, I found Aaron's channel, and then the rest is history. And now I'm here. Never saw that coming. Never saw this coming. I've never been an activist. No, not really. Never thought I'd ever be one. But it's amazing how your life can change. I think it's awesome, really, that I'm able to do this. If I hadn't been bedridden, I always think things happen for a reason. I always try to, now what's funny, I always try to look on the bright side when something bad happens. But my husband calls me a pessimist because I always think the worst is going to happen. Because then when it's better than that, I'm pleasantly surprised. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's weird. I'm weird. But when bad things do happen, I try to look at the bright side. So I'm like, if certain things didn't happen in my life and I hadn't been bedridden, I would have never sat and binge watched growing up in Scientology, and then went to other channels and then watched SPTV grow and be here. I would have never known anything about Scientology. And then right before this opened, I got my pain stimulator put in, and it healed a month and a half. It was healed before I came out. A month and a half. About a month before I came out here. Yep, Kiwi. Nope. Touch assist does not work. Yeah, I don't bother with mainstream media. Yep, if I want to know about a topic, I'll go find. I know a lot of good journalists now and law channels and stuff. Because I got sucked in when I first started watching Johnny Depp. The first 2 weeks, I wasted my time trying to find somebody covering it the right way. And I would find, the clickbait, and I would go into the channel and it'd be somebody just going, "Oh my, did you see what happened today?" And that was it for 2 minutes. And then I found Popcorn Planet, and he was recapping the whole day. He was having lawyers on to explain what was going on, having other in the know YouTubers on, And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. And so now I know what to look for and what not to look for. And if they clickbait me into an article and what they said isn't in there, I will give them that thumbs down, and I will leave a comment and say, you know, I don't appreciate the clickbait. And then I'll, however, I can ban them off of my feed. Yep, Kiwi, yeah. And then, so, actually, I've actually met them 3 times. So, my back was still bad when they did a Las Vegas meetup about November before last. And it was the first time I'd ever gone anywhere or flew alone. And I did like the economy flight. I went to the 2 meetups. The other time I was laying in my hotel room and I went home. And I met Lewis with Nerd Report, I met Kim, and I met Steph. Well, then last September, I made it out to Southern California to meet my new grandbaby, who was 10 months old by then. And I was going to spend 3 weeks. Well, then Steph from the UK said she was going to meet Lewis from Nerd Report and the date, and they were going to do a meetup with everybody that wanted to go. I had to extend my stay for a week, which I didn't care. I was visiting with my daughter and my grandkids. Hi, Helen. And so I went to that meetup, and then back in February, literally right after I started coming here before they opened, Andy was in Houston, and he announced it like literally 2 days before, or I saw it 2 days before. And me and my husband drove to Houston, 7 hours round trip, to say hey, and met a couple of other. So that was fun. So I'm actually thinking about trying to plan some sort of SPTV meetup. People kind of talk about it, and they're doing kind of their own little meetups. But this is more of a meetup with streamers and fans, not just, you know. And I was thinking, well, you know, Aaron goes to LA a lot. That's an easy one. And I need to go to Southern California to see my grandkids again and my daughter. And then we could do, and what was cool is Popcorn Planet had Aaron on. So then both of my communities I like crossed over. So Andy and Aaron are in Florida. So I thought a Florida meetup might be fun, maybe with even both of them, or 2 separate ones. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Hi, Reggie. I think he thought I was saying hi to him. That was funny. So I'm thinking, and see, I think I'm just gonna plan it and see who will come, because that's kind of what happened with the first meetup in Vegas. Everybody was saying, oh, we should all do a lunch. We should all get together, because people were we had people coming from other countries flying in and getting there like early, a day or so early. And so nobody could decide. So I just found a restaurant that had a good rating, and I planned a brunch. I said, if you want to show up, show up. And I got off the plane, got my rental car, and went to the brunch. And it was so fun. So I might just plan something and just say, okay, if you want to come, come. Reggie, don't take the test. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that's the plan. Because I know somebody was talking about an SPTV cruise. I didn't get any information on that, so I don't know what was going on with that. But I think we're due for a fan meetup. Either in LA or Florida or both. And they're kind of doing it, the streamers are doing it. I wish if we could get our other vehicle fixed, I would go and visit some other places. But we need to get our other vehicle fixed. I think I'd do like a round. I thought about, this is just something that flitted through my brain. My brain's always going a mile a minute. I have a camper that sleeps 10. It's a travel trailer. And I thought about seeing if a group wanted to get together, they'd have to help me with like the gas and stuff. And maybe we could do a trip around different orgs and go protest at different orgs. We could do like, we could go up to Chicago and Denver. I don't know if I can make it all the way to Portland. But we could do something like that. Also, I'm still trying to find the person that said they were going to go to the Dallas org. I want to go up there with them, and I'm trying to find that person. I told them to email me at the time. They were in the chat, and I can't find their email. So I don't think they did. And this was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still trying to find them. So maybe I'll see if a bigger channel like Natalie or somebody could announce it for me or something. I might just pick a day and go, like a weekend. It'd have to be a weekend, I'm sure. Okay. I'll have my email in the description. I think I forgot to put it on my last live. I'll put my email in the description. It's on other videos in the descriptions. But yeah, it's something I've been thinking about, but it'd have to be, I got to take the camper in to get something fixed on it first, so it'd be a month or two before I could do it. Thanks, Reggie. I appreciate it. We're towards the end right now. I'm kind of just babbling at the moment. And I was telling them, I said, I'm really zoning right now from the lack of sleep. I only had about 3 hours sleep, so, and I got to get on the road before 5. It is, too late. It's 4:45. By the time I get back to the car, I am going to be in horrible traffic. It's going to take me 2 hours to get home. So you know what, guys? There was something what was I thinking of? Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I've just been signing off. I wanted to redirect. Can anybody see if anybody else is live? So we could do a raid. Can you do that for me? Thanks, Tails. Can you find somebody that's streaming live right now? I'll wait. If I had my other phone charged, I could probably look, but I can't. I don't know how to do it while I'm live. Probably can't. I'd be afraid I'd kick myself off. Denver, Scientology, Shannon or Jay. You want to do a raid on Jay? Let's do a Jay raid. You can go to either or. Go to Denver or Shannon. So, is everybody up for that? Or Nora? Okay. Go do a raid. Go find somebody else. And I will, what is today? Friday? I may be here tomorrow. Thank you, Kiwi. I'll be better next time. I really am zoning a lot today. Just, I'm tired. Hope I don't fall asleep going home. So I'm going to go get me some caffeine. Thanks. And, okay, BS Incinerator is live. Go pick one and go raid. Tell them I sent you. Because I've had people send their people to me. Okay, Reggie. Yeah, I wish. Miss Cabbage. Take a nap. No, that one girl, the really pretty one we all talked about, Natalie had her on her channel. She said she went in to study in their cafe. I guess she didn't realize. I don't know why. But she went in there to study and they started badgering her to buy a book. I'm like, yeah, well, they have to get their stats up. That's their whole thing, is they want to make money. So I just thought it was interesting that she went into their cafe to study. And they wouldn't leave her alone. All right. I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.